Yeah, sorry about that. My OBS froze. Yeah, sorry about that. The stream crashed. Um, this is why I hate Windows. The OBS completely froze on this machine, and I looked over, and I was like, it's gonna crash. And it crashed. So, let me see where I was at. So we are installing the, just stream from Linux. I'd like to, but the issue is the capture card, the Elgato Stream Decks don't work on Linux yet. So that's the one issue I have to get ironed out. Alright, so hold on. YouTube. Let me reopen my things on Firefox too. Wait, was an ad just rolling? Well, that's effed. Well, I do appreciate a bunch of you coming around while it's the election night. I know you could have your choices anywhere else that are probably way more informative than me, but here we are. I'm have to edit rub a config on a live ISO to start Ubuntu. Did you have a dual boot or something like that? Because I know that is an issue with a lot of things. So let's open up CNN.com, get the election results coming up. So the next polls close in about 7 minutes. Well, exactly 7 minutes right now. We just need 270 electoral votes. The chances are it's not going to be finished, the entire election, before this. What tech industry are high demand right now? Cybersecurity is in high demand. But the thing is with cybersecurity, it's not really an entry-level thing. Just putting that out there. BIOS. I'm trying to see, is there a new BIOS I can install? Hey, thank you for the follow. Okay, okay, so this is the Pangolin 11. We're to System 76 firmware, non-open. Okay, so it is a non-open BIOS. System 76 BIOS update. Nya. Inline utility can be installed this way. Use schedule firmware update. Okay, so this laptop is set up. Flatpak, install. Oh wait, it's not there. Open the pop shop. That's the wrong cable. What the hell? Well, that's a micro HDMI. What are you doing, little cat? We need an HDMI cable. Here we go. HDMI. Wrapping this shit around. Alright, let's see. Settings. Desktop. What is it? Appearance? No. Is it? What is it? Displays? Oh yeah, it's displays. It's been a while since I've done this. So we're gonna want to get that scaled down to 1920 by 1020. And then we're gonna mirror it. Mirror the change. Mirror the screens. And then this is the System 76 Pangolin 11 with the Ryzen 5700U. This is still a great laptop. I bought this like 2 years ago. I'm changing it into my mobile editing workstation now that I have more need for that than tinkering with a penetration testing laptop on the go. And I'm just installing Kden Live over here. We'll use the Flatpak. Wait, I'll uninstall that in a sec. This just crash. Can't wait for Pop! OS 2204. Pop! OS doesn't have the snaps, right? Snap packages are an Ubuntu only thing. Every other distribution uses Flatpaks. Flatpaks are the way. I have seen a guy, an article, a guy made Raspberry Pi AR glasses. Interesting. There's got to be a little bit of a GPU process over there. Okay, yeah. It's all up to date. So let's go to Flat Hub. Wait. Didn't install it. Huh. Alright, let's see. Which version of Kden Live are you going to bring along? I swear to God, if you are older than... What is it, 20.8.1? I gotta rip it out. So the latest version of Kden Live, I noticed, has a bug whenever you go to open up a file. So you have to grab the one version before it as the app image. Now, I do eventually want to get a NVIDIA-powered laptop, which will be better for my video editing, because I've been loving my NVIDIA 3070 for this. Yeah, Pop! OS is the distribution I'm using, and the distribution I use most of the time. So if you see me gaming or tinkering, presume I have that. I have an NVIDIA 3070 in my main desktop over here, and then I have a, this is a Ryzen 5700U in the laptop. A little bit older, still solid. Why not an AMD powered GPU? Because DaVinci Resolve explicitly wants an NVIDIA GPU, and NVIDIA has CUDA, which is a little bit better for LLMs and stuff. Oh, I forgot an N. Fuck, you're old. I'm pretty sure that's an old version. Yeah. We're on 24082. So you're getting ripped the fuck out. Well, see, I need the older version. What's the new version? 24082. So I need 24. No, that's not the one I want. Why don't you have... Am I gonna have to grab this off my desktop? Yeah, I'm gonna have to grab it off the desktop. That's annoying. Everyday use and everything I will 100% use Ubuntu. Then just use Pop! OS at that point. Pop! OS is a fork of Ubuntu with a lot of polish and none of the canonical bullshit they add in. I used to use Ubuntu. Then I started using Pop! OS, and I have never turned back. Oh God, what'd you send your mom? Hey Mom, your passwords, they got backdoored like I know you did when I was born. This is to my Nana about my mother. Oh. I could say a lot worse things. Alright, so... let's make a Kden Live folder. Let's open up the opt folder on my desktop here, where I stored my things. Look, I may be ADHD and make a mess of my house, not to Asmongold levels, mind you, but my desktops are freaking organized. Okay. What are you building at the moment, or doing? Oh, I am just setting up my laptop to be my mobile editing workstation, and then we're going to pull out my Cubes OS laptop in a second, so we can, update that. Because I haven't updated that in a minute. I think it's about due. Should be. I haven't turned it on since, like, DEF CON. Okay. I think this is my, oh, yeah, it's my Ventoy. Just happen to grab it. Okay. So here's how I normally organize my things. I make an opt folder. You can also do it at root if you want, but yeah. Oh, you know what I should have done? Hold on. I'm gonna grab the shortcut and so I don't have to rewrite it. Alright, so now I think it is what? User share applications, if I'm not mistaken. ls kden live. Okay, yeah. So cp kden live application to tilde opt kden live / dot. Wait, did that not work? Did I need to do the sudo? Oh, I know what it is. I'm just a dumbass. I was in the wrong folder. Okay, and paste. And move the trash for that. All right. So I didn't want to rewrite this file. So we're going to go into the opt folder. I like to have my icons. So where is this? Is this in media? Yep, that's in media. Alright, so we're gonna cp kden live app image desktop to user share applications. Okay, I think that's the right folder. Oh yeah. Now, there we go. That should be, oh. Do I not have, yep. I forgot to allow execution as a program. Maybe a dick. Oh, that's because you're on the flash drive. Once again, helps if I could do a chmod plus X for that too. So now, that should, there we go. Brought the version in that I know is not broken because the latest version kept crashing when I open up project files. Yeah, we'll go through Cubes OS in a second. I'm just getting things set up here. Oh, you want to see something that Pop! OS can do that Windows can't do out of the box? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's do a quick reboot for a sec. Because I had a shit ton of updates and things. Right, Cinder? I know how you often feel when you deal with your dad. I don't have to deal with my dad anymore. Courts took care of that for me. Oh, and you did. Yeah. My dad was a piece of work. Apparently, what I'm hearing in the grapevine, he ain't doing so well. Possibility he may be close to the end. Oh well. Made his bed, now he has to sleep in it. Most of his family don't even want to be near him. Death or Big Bubba time? I'm thinking the big D word. And not from Big Bubba. I need to change my background. Hold up. Why is the pop shop not working? Oh, it was just slow. So y'all want to see something you can do out of the box with Pop! OS Linux that you can't do with Windows? Sometimes they actually have it in the front page. Oh, they don't. Y'all want to install Steam? Right there. One click button. It's a lot easier to install Steam on Linux than it is Windows now, isn't it? Have live wallpapers? I'm putting my wallpaper on, bitch. Alright. On Ubuntu, it's paying to install NVIDIA drivers in Steam. You know how easy it is to install NVIDIA drivers on Pop! OS? This version of Pop! OS has NVIDIA pre-installed. System 76 does the work of making sure your drivers and all that are going to work just fine for NVIDIA. So you just have to install it. They have their own PPA to manage it. So literally, for me to go from, what was it? 555 to 560, and now I'm on 565, was just an apt update away. Yep. Like I said, Pop! OS is way better. Add a picture. Open. Boom. There we go. Now it's starting to look more like my laptop. And while we're at it, let's get Heroic Launcher so I can do Rocket League, and a few other things if I ever so desire while I'm on the go. I'll log into all these things later. Oh yeah, so I know it has, we're gonna need Visual Studio Code. Switch to terminal mode in front of my friends. Oh yeah. See, this is what I don't understand. Why do I need to install it that way? So we're gonna do some flat packs to install. So what flat packing is it allows you to run it with all the dependencies and stuff contained, but it also sandboxes it. So any of your internet-facing apps, definitely recommend it. And you can look up a lot of the applications through FlatHub. Connect the Ethernet cable here, make it a lot easier. Is it flathub.org? There we go. Yeah, it's flathub.org. So the one thing I always forget is the names for some of these apps. So we're going to get Visual Studio. So if you see right here, com.visualstudio.code. Now, the Pop Shop does have all this pre-set up as well. So you can just click and install it that way too. But yeah, I like Flatpaks a lot better. Do Flatpaks install a copy of the support libraries for each app, or do they have a way to share, for example, the Qt libraries? They're all contained within each app, but you can also get Flatpaks to share between them too. So there are certain Flatpaks, like if you look over here, in this terminal over here, it's needing to grab a few additional resources from other Flatpaks for Visual Studio Code to work. And one second, let me check. Was the Steam I installed the Flatpak version, or was this the... Yep, this is the Flatpak version. So Steam is now installed through Flatpak. And I also noticed that Flatpaks tend to run a little bit more reliably often, but sometimes it does have a little bit of an overhead, which is why I like to use Kdenlive as an app image. Because I did notice there was about a 3 to 5% performance overhead. Not a lot. Now in gaming, it doesn't seem to matter. Can you isolate them like network isolation? A little bit, but it's not as hard of an isolation as a virtual machine. It's just something to add a little bit of sandboxing. Pretty sure you can get Microsoft Edge on Linux too. Yeah. But that's about as useless as a dude with 2 dicks. So the one thing I'm also going to do, you're going to need Firefox as well. Forgot about them. See, I never remember the entire name, whereas it's like sudo install Thunderbird. It's like org.mozilla, they'll name it different things. So we'll get that one. We'll get Firefox. Because the Firefox that's installed out the box is just the regular Deb package version, basically. Yeah, Thunderbird is the male client. I like Thunderbird a lot better. I'm going to have to also get the Bayonex plugin. Bayonex Owl. So I use Office 365 for a few things, including work. So I use this plugin. It costs me like $5 or $10 a year. And then I can use Office 365 completely seamlessly inside of Thunderbird with the calendar, contacts, and email working perfectly. So I don't have to use Outlook. I can just use this. I have to pay about, like, was it $5 or $10 per year? Yeah, €10 per year, about $11.09. You get 1 month free so you can play with it. And that's per computer. So I do have one for a few. Yeah, Thunderbird Mobile. I forgot who it was that they originally had the code from. It's basically a rebase. I'll be interested to see what it looks like and everything like that. I just haven't gotten around to it. The sad part is I know it's going to be only an Android thing. Now, I'm a heathen, and I actually like Outlook on mobile. Don't ask. Oh, yeah. We need, oh, yeah. You know how on Windows, you're always like, hey, yeah, I need to go to manual sites to grab everything. Let's just get Discord. This is the one issue with the Pop Shop, is it kind of gets slow. Okay? And look! Discord from the Flat Hub. We're going to want to also have Element. Proton. Where is this one coming from? Yeah, we're also going to need Proton Pass, Proton VPN. We're not going to need the other stuff. Wait, Proton Pass. Oh, this is just the .deb. It's not Sandbox, but that should be fine. The VPN. Not the flat pack. I use the flat pack on the desktop. Doesn't need to be everything. Proton Up. Very handy for managing my Proton. GE and stuff for Steam. Bitwarden. Does that come out of the box? Yeah, okay, we got Bitwarden. That's an old version. Alright, Access Web App. Mobile app. That's the CLI version. Desktop app right there. Give it as an app image? Huh. Do they have a flat pack? Yeah, they do. But it's also old. About 2 months ago, but it was only built 5 days ago. What the hell? I can deal with that later. We need the Ubico authenticator. ePass XC. Wait, what? Oh, I just downloaded the ref file. Because I'm a moron. Da-da-da. My mother said that cybersecurity experts are hackers who are there to ruin lives and cause issues. You should show her my stream and tell her I literally have a job. And while you're at it, go on LinkedIn.com and type in cybersecurity and show her the salary ranges. Swear to God. Your mom's probably a boomer, ain't she? No, Bitwarden did not have a breach. That was LastPass. LastPass was the one that got breached. You can still give it more permissions if you need the app to have more permissions, etc. Yeah, you can do that. She is in her 40s. So she's Gen X, but of the boomer side of the Gen X. Got it. More than my mother has ever. That's usually the case. Usually. You should probably tell your mom if she doesn't understand cybersecurity, then, who the hell secures the systems that she's using email and everything on? But yeah. Sounds like you need to kick your mom out of your life. I ain't telling you what to fucking do, just what I think you should do. If I had the money, I would. You'll get there one day. I have to force my aunt to upgrade the internet. Yeah, I've had to do that when I used to live with my grandparents. Whoever made that comment made me What comment? Why don't you live with your grandmother then? She seems cool. Oh yeah, we need Veracrypt. And by the way, yes, you can just use .deb files like Debian. Can we get an update on stream summarization? I don't know when it pops in. It kind of just does its own thing every so often. FrostyTools.com. Let me check. Hold up. Does it read the chat too? Yes, it does. Hold up. Let's do this. Oh, the stream summarization? That's a Twitch only thing, just so you know. So you got to see that on the Twitch side of things. But like it can do things like SO. Let me see. the syntax. Okay. It's just dev. There you go. It can do things like that. Yeah, it's reading your bio. It's just Dev, aka Derek, is a digital warrior, occasionally streaming from the Xbox Battlefield. This 20-year-old content creator's last known mission, Battlefield 2042. Firewall defenses up. Use code JustDev for 10% off W products and power up your streams. Fellow Samurai, Beyond Plus Ultra. Just Twitch.tv. So shit's just Dev. I like this bot! How screen capture has been on Linux. So I'm not doing a screen capture on Linux. I have a separate Windows box over here running OBS with a capture card to do all of that. So everything is getting passed over HDMI. So it's got a dual HDMI input. So there's one HDMI that I use that's kind of just dongled that I plug into laptops and Raspberry Pis and whatever I'm tinkering on. And then we have another one that goes straight to the desktop. Whenever someone follows you, a unique welcome message will show in chat. Okay, some of these things are only, so if someone types in exclamation lurk, it'll actually do something. Thanks for the follow. Look, it just did that. Thanks for following, Cubus. Ready to solve the Rubik's Cube of tech with us? It called you out! Just it called you the fuck out! Taking a break from the family drama. We'll keep the tech talk rolling while you lurk. Oh, that is hilarious. I did. I'm dead as well. I'm dead. I like this Frosty Tools. Just devs over there like, oh, freaking Frosty Tools and smarty man. Oh, it also runs whenever there's ads. Yeah, so it does a few more things. It's Jope. It actually knew my name as a reference of Rubik's. Oh, nice. I didn't even realize it was a reference to the Rubik's Cube too. Yeah, apparently it's like an LLM built into it. I learned about it watching a streamer the other day. I forget who it was. I read it out to them a couple of times. I'll have to look through my list. But he told me about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out. Now they do have a paid-for version that has additional features, which eventually I'll do. So I'm gonna be switching up some of that. You optimize the prompt too, yeah. So I made my own prompt. I'm gonna tweak it some more. So what I did is I took a sample prompt it had, put it into ChatGPT, and then I said, you need to make it this way, based on this format. And yeah, the bot freaking called you out. Oh, that was That was gold. I was not expecting that. So violated. So check this out. All right, so this is where we're at with the election so far. With many states reporting in. They're calling it for a few of these states, obviously, because let me see. Is it 270 to win? I think it was. Yeah, 270 to win. I think that's the one. All right. So 270 to win. This is currently what the lookup is going to be like. And they're thinking that it's going to be a toss-up between these several states here. Now, what's going to be interesting is this is the change right now. All right, so this was 2020 electoral votes. And this is 2024 electoral votes. Now, what's also interesting is when, was it Maine and Nebraska, they, split their electoral votes, so it's not winner takes all. I think Maine has what's called ranked choice voting or something like that. It's just that feels so violated. So, this is the interesting thing is we're going to need, out of the ones that are predicted, a few of these states. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out. I have a feeling Nevada's going to turn red. Wait, why is it like doing... I don't know, it's like lagging behind. But yeah, 270 to win, that's actually what I had to learn when I was in college. When we wanted to, play with how the electoral votes are going to go. It'll be interesting to see. I am anxious as hell to see what the election results are going to be like. Because, you know, my mother's been drinking heavily. I can tell she always is heavily argumentative and a bitch when she's drunk. Is she worried about the election too? Or is she just a beep? Wait. Let me do this right. Or is she just a... I know a lot of people have their nerves up right now because of all this shiz with the election and everything. She has it up on the television. What's a big focus for you on this election? What do you mean by what's the focus? I feel like the U.S. election has influence around the whole world. Damn straight it does. I can tell you that from my travels. Big focus on this election. The honest truth is, as usual, is it's just noticed the Wu-Tang banner. Yeah, had that up a few months ago. Didn't see it on TikTok. Yeah, the TikTok cuts it off because I can only show you this. When you're on Twitch, I can show you this. Because Twitch gives you a lot wider view. Like right now on Twitch, you can see my microphone. You can see the edge of my computer. Let's adjust that just a little bit. Woo is for the children. Wu-Tang Clan ain't none to fuck with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't none to fuck with. So my focus this election, like anything, it's tech and cyber rights, of course, with other rights as well. The honest truth is, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, especially with his negative comments towards CISA, the Cybersecurity Information Security Agency. That's what they stand for. Anyway, CISA is a very vital agency, especially with cybersecurity, because they actually fight a lot of legitimate security issues when it comes to cybersecurity, and they try to bring initiatives so that America can be better prepared with cybersecurity. And he doesn't like the fact that Donald Trump has been called out directly by CISA on misinformation regarding the election. Because that's one of the things they combat is misinformation. Not necessarily political misinformation, but misinformation around election security. They oversee security. And I have to say, CISA is probably one of the only government agencies that I completely support. Like, I have not really had much of an issue with them. And, for those of you that haven't really followed me for a while, you know, I don't really talk too much about politics outside of cybersecurity, technology, privacy rights, things like that. That is a huge part for me. What I have talked about in the past, but I don't really talk about too much because I'm so tired of politics, is Jen Easterly. Which one's that? Hold on. Jen Easterly. Oh, that's the current director of the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Agency. Confirmed by voice vote in 2021. I mean, if she's the one heading it up, she's been doing a bang-up job. I haven't read really complaints about the CISA for the past few years. I do know they've actually been doing pretty well on ramping up a few efforts as of the past few years in terms of getting ISACs and stuff like that a little bit more to work together. There's been a few other measures and everything like that. So CISA as a whole, if that's who's heading it up, doing a bang-up job. Wait, she's 56 years old? No way! I'm looking her up on Wikipedia. Like, okay. Great career and everything there. She looks amazing for her age. That's 56? I was picturing her like... That's her... I would swear she's in her 40s. Apple forced to use USB-C in Europe. Damn straight they should be. Well, I have divisive thoughts when it comes to that. I don't think everything should be forced on USB-C. Because now we have a lot of confusion with USB-C. I do like the fact that Apple's not using the proprietary, high 30s. Yeah, I have to say, she takes great care of herself. I'd have to say, like, she's in her late 30s. Like, how do I say this politely? I'd go on a date with her. She looks fantastic. But yeah, overall, professionally in her career, she looks like she has a great background as well. Executive assistant to the National Security Advisor, battalion executive officer, lots of military accolades, basically. She was deployed to Baghdad as chief of the Cryptologic Services Group. Yeah, she got a great career. But yeah, I don't really have any complaints with her and the entire leadership of the thing. Right to repair is also needed. Damn straight we need right to repair. Alright. This laptop... is officially set up with Pop! OS. I can do all the final touches tomorrow with logging into accounts and everything. I just needed to make sure I had a mobile editing station and stuff. You'll see what for. By the way, I have to do some work stuff next week. So Thursday will be my I'll be streaming Thursday, and then I will be on vacation mode for a week because I got to do some work stuff. I'll still be popping in here and there, possibly with some content. There may be some surprise streams coming up, unplanned. But I will be, I'll keep y'all posted. Y'all, of course, can check in on the Discord and Blue Sky and Mastodon to keep up with everything. Yes, I'm on Threads, but Threads sucks, donkey dick. Okay, maybe not to the levels of Twitter and X, but Threads sucks. I'm there, but mentally I'm not there. Well, y'all have been watching me on stream long enough to know that's true regardless. Alright. So now we got the Cube's laptop. Oh, shit. I need to get my security key because otherwise I can't boot this laptop properly when I do the updates and everything. So, let's at least get this plugged in. My security key's upstairs. It's not a big deal. I know exactly where it is. It's on my keychain. But I got to... Alright. What laptops do you run your distros on? Pop! OS is on that laptop over there, which is like my mobile editing station right now. It was running Parrot OS while I was doing some pen testing education and things like that, but I haven't been doing pen testing as much. And then I have Cube's OS on the laptop we're about to open up. But what we're going to do, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. So we're going to roll ads, put the BRB screen on. You're not going to miss anything. I will be back with my security key for this laptop. And we'll talk about the reasonably secure laptop that I eventually am going to make separate YouTube videos on this. So you can learn about this with the Purism Librem 14, the core boot BIOS that is using heads for PGP verification with HOTP as well at booting on the firmware. We'll do that when I get back. Alright. Bathroom. Nature's calling. Where's that button? There's that button. I like this Frosty Tools thing. It actually was like, can you name the country where you would land at Cuscatlan International Airport? Find out when the ads end in about a minute. That tells you at Cuscatlan International Airport welcomes travelers to the vibrant country of El Salvador. I like this bot. All right. So, this is my key port here, in which I have security keys. I, of course, have the UB key. But, in this case, I have the Librum key, which is like a nitro key. And what this does is it does HOTP as well as PGP verification when booting the laptop. So, I don't know if this is going to show you when we boot the laptop what it goes through. So I'm going to boot the laptop right now. All right. Yeah, you're not seeing the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you see, your Librum key was not detected. Please insert your Librum key. We're going to plug that in. Now, if everything checks out, it flashes green like it's doing right now on the key. And as you can see, it's signing with the PGP key I generated myself. And then we get into... I love how the bot keeps calling JustDev out. Now we get into, I have to enter my decryption password. It gives everyone a different one, but it seems to be picking on It's Just Dev. It's funny as hell to me. Okay, so now, let me hide that for a second. Okay, so as we can see, it has a bunch of updates here that need to be happening, because the last time it was checked was I booted this into September. I wasn't kidding when I said that this needs updates. Okay, so we are checking everything. So this is Cubes OS. Everything is its own VM. I do need to log into Blue Sky, because God, I don't think I was even using Blue Sky regularly last time I booted this up. So I'm going to have to log into Blue Sky and pull all my bit wardens and all this. Does it have multi-signature? What if you lose the physical key? You can boot up without the physical key. It's just going to nag you about it. It's more of a verification. Does it base it off the things you say in chat? I think so. Because I highly doubt it's good enough to go over video and everything like that. On a laptop are using ThinkPad. This is a Purism Librem 14, and then I had a Parrot, Pangolin from System 76 as the last laptop we were using. These are both Linux-based hardware. They make devices that mainly focus on Linux. This laptop I'm using right now It won't even boot Windows. Enjoy your bacon break. We'll keep the tech talk sizzling while you're lurking. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep talking about your Jew repellent on a Jewish guy's stream. Which, by the way, I play what was it I joked about at work today? I play hopscotch, which HR violations, because I regularly refer to it as Jew repellent at work. Anytime there's a pork product. Because I'm Jewish. Gonna break down later tonight. What about the mom thing? Just at that mental health limit. Oof. Yeah, I know that. Go take a walk or something. Don't you got animals? Cuddle them. I know when I'm feeling blue, I take my dogs and I just give them a big squeeze. My dogs are great. Like, Barack has been lately loving just like cuddling with me on the bed. And like in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and he's just there. Ari, yeah. The updates takes its time. Yeah, well, it's basically a virtual machine doing each of the updates. So the Cubes updates take a while. I wonder if there's a delay for it to process what you said. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, if someone hits you and it ends up being a woman, sympathy sex? That is such a bad joke, I know. I know, dude. It sucks, but like, it'll get better. Hey, you're this close away to going to bars. So it is grabbing. So it did have a bunch of updates for the hypervisor. Oh. Minimize the workspace on accident. The thing I like about the latest updates with Cubes that this is running the latest version. Well, once it does all the updates. Dark mode is a lot easier to set this up, but also it multi-threads the updates, whereas before it used to be one at a time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here is a mixophone. It's a chonker. Not worth it. They've dropped down the price, but still not worth it. I'm going to talk about it in some upcoming content I've been meaning to do, which is about privacy phones and everything, and how some of them are snake oil. This isn't snake oil. It's just not there what I was expecting it to be. Yeah, it's a brick. For comparison's sake, this is a Samsung S23 next to it. Okay? So, pretty thick device. Like, it's just a little bit bigger than the Samsung S23. See? If you want to get it compared to an iPhone 15, it's about the size of an iPhone 15, honestly, but a little bit thicker. Hey, monitor. Well, the thing is, one thing this phone has the others don't is it's designed for right to repair. So some of the components are modular. Ugh. Hold on. The cover's on there pretty tight. So the battery is user replaceable. You uncover this cover right here, you've got access to the Wi-Fi and cell modem. You can fully repair this entire device yourself with just a screwdriver. So that is one advantage of this phone. But overall, if you're looking at a Linux-based phone, I'd probably go for the Pine Phone or Pine Phone Pro. This is the Pine Phone with the Pine keyboard. And shockingly, it still has battery life. But both of these phones don't last that long. Like, if you were to use this phone all day long, no joke, you'll probably get just one day out of it. Well, not even a full day properly. Pure OS, is it good? For the desktops, it's okay. It's a nice Debian with stuff removed. But on a Purism laptop, I'd rather Cube's OS. You waiting for the election to end? Yep. I definitely am. I don't want Trump to win. Let me be clear. I'm not a rah Democrat person. I'm not a vote blue no matter who type of person. But I am not a fan of Donald Trump. And I'm very pro Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, which he's against. That is what it stands for. Yeah, cybersecurity and infrastructure, not cybersecurity infrastructure, cybersecurity and infrastructure. Never can remember what CISA stands for. But yeah, I do want Kamala to win. And this is actually the first time in a long time I voted for one of the two major parties in an election. I just was not feeling it for Chase Oliver. And Jill Stein, she's a nut. If I remember, she's the one that actually believed in, like, crystal healing or something like that. What's up, on the cans? Right now, we're waiting for Cubes to do its update. And there we go. It's restarting all the VMs based on the templates that updated. So that's the 3 VPNs, the system, and a bunch of other things. Gen 2 is an interesting one. Technically speaking, it is faster. But when you have to do all the updates, yeah, it's slow as hell. It's nice because you get to compile everything from source. So it does become faster. But the question is the amount of time you take to actually compile all the code worth the time? I would argue no. You gotta remember to vote. I voted 2 weeks ago. Okay, now, if we reboot this, there should be a new thing I have to check. It should have a new Linux kernel version, which is gonna make me have to re-sign the BIOS. We will know in a second. All right. Get my Librem key over here. See? Now it's got a new Linux kernel version, and it hasn't yet been signed with the PGP on my security key. See? This could indicate a compromise, because I have to update my checksums. God damn it. Forgot my password because I just did that. So here's what we can do. We'll do the OEM re-ownership thing. No. 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 I don't want to make my password. What was that one? I was about to type like a random Pokemon, but I'm like, that kind of got me into trouble the last time. doesn't have a TPM. It uses something different. Because trusted platform modules have their own inherent weaknesses and insecurities. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need my USB. As I export the PGP key. There we go. Yeah, TPM, not the biggest fan of it. I've never really been a fan of TPM. And I know that on Windows it's been breached. Taking its sweet ass time checking the key right now. Yeah, Windows has been pushing a lot of things, like UEFI would have never happened if it weren't for Apple and Windows pushing that shit. UEFI has opened up more vulnerabilities than BIOS did. If I remember, Google, when deploying their own custom servers, moved back from UEFI to just straight BIOS. I had Black Arch for the first time today. Long time Parrot user. Never again. Yeah, I've tried Black Arch. It's a pain. Just like most other Arch systems. The idea of Black Arch is great. The implementation and execution are something else. I was trying to get a Black Arch VM working inside of my Cubes OS laptop, but didn't work out. RAID is crackable. I don't know what you mean. RAID is totally different. RAID is RAID is just not. It's redundancy in business continuity. It's not really a crack thing. There's no security around RAID. RAID is just if one drive happens to drop out, another one can take its place. Unless you're using crackhead RAID, or as I like to call it, RAID 0. Call it crackhead RAID because you'll be faster. But one drive drops, boned. RAID -1. That's when you get the disk back. seen a case where the old iDRAC controllers with artifacts. Like the card was artifacting because there were errors. Grade below 0. So I think polls end around 11 tonight. So that'll be interesting. Alaska closes at 1 a.m. Eastern. Yeah. But nobody cares about Alaska. Alaska's going to go Republican. You know it. Alaska's gone Republican in the past few elections. God damn it. Sometimes I wish I could grab things better with my feet. Do you think we'll have a war if Trump wins? I think we're going to have a war if Trump wins or loses. Do y'all not remember January 6th? Would you like to change the current Lux disk recovery password? Would you like to re-encrypt Lux encrypted container and generate a new disk key? Like to set distinct passwords previously stated components. Going back to the OEM factory re-ownership thing. Don't mind if Trump wins and if he actually like stops Ukraine conflict and other conflicts. He ain't gonna stop it. Unless it's to cede over to what was it? Russia and shit. The problem about Trump is, and this is the reality of it, he's been very two-faced on a lot of things. He's made open threats to people that just merely oppose him. Politicians are paid liars. And Donald Trump isn't one? But look at what Donald Trump did. January 6th was basically just all you needed to see. Donald Trump is worse than most politicians. Remember when, what was it, Yeah, he's definitely a narcissist. Did Trump win? The election ain't over. We won't know the results until tomorrow, at least. Okay, we're resetting the TPM and everything right now. Go or Python for cybersecurity? Python. Almost no job is going to have you use Go for stuff. They're going to have you write things in Python. Not saying Go is bad, I'm just saying in terms of hireability, you're going to be seeing Python a lot more for stuff. Oh yeah, I would definitely say we're F no matter who wins. But I have to say, Donald Trump winning would be the equivalent of that one scene in Pulp Fiction when the guy's in the stockade getting effed in the butt. Whereas Kamala Harris will be more of a Tenacious D. I'm gonna fuck you softly. I'm gonna screw you gently. I'm gonna ball you discreetly. Nobody really uses Rust in business and stuff like that. Rust has been something we've wanted to look at, but Rust is a lot more complicated than Python. I love how the bot's recapping it. Now a verse from our collective tale. In the land of tech and chat, old phones and pure OS, a curious spat. Voting maps and melatonin woes, lurkers in shadows where the stream flows. Trump talks stir the political brew, nuclear dreams and staircase climbs too. Laughter and jest in this digital space, Chief Geek 3D's realm, a wild, wild place. I didn't even mention anything about nuclear, but it's bringing it out. Don't get me wrong, Rust is really great. What is it? Rust is the big reason why a lot of memory leaks have dropped with code and stuff, because it's a lot easier with memory restrictions than C and stuff. But oh yeah, can we talk about the fact that Donald Trump was railing about how Joe Biden is too old, he's too senile, he's incompetent to be running for office. And then here's Trump, who is too old, too senile, and incompetent to be running for office. Let's be honest here. If Donald Trump wins, won't he be the first convicted criminal to be in office? I want y'all to think about that for a second. The two debating was a circus show, too. It was. What, the Joe Biden, Donald Trump one? Yeah. But Kamala and Trump, that debate, she was dancing circles around him. He was so embarrassed, he's like, I'm not doing another debate. The flag behind you looked like the Hackintosh emblem, is it? Well, I got the Wu-Tang flag and I got the DEF CON flag. So no. I don't trust Democrats either. That is the truth. I don't trust Republicans, but here's the thing. Common sense Republicans have been gone since 2016. The second Republicans started to really endorse Donald Trump is when common sense Republicans left. Because here's the thing. Say what you will about how Republicans are and everything like that. Republicans at least used to be, cordial and civil in their debates and stuff. Like, go back to Obama versus McCain and Obama versus Romney. Totally different vibe than this high school, not even high school, middle school level BS where he's just, making crap up and, it sounds like a spoiled, rotten kid who's never done honest work in his life. They kept saying Biden is gonna keep running. No, they had to say that Biden's fine, because at the time, that's, what you had to support. The only reason they really threw a lot of their weight behind Kamala was because she was already VP. And under U.S. law, election law, all the money that was raised for Biden could only be used for Kamala's election campaign. So they needed Kamala to get the money that was already in the coffers for Biden's election. Now here's what's stupid. Had Biden listened and dropped out sooner, they would have had more choices for the Democratic picks. But also, Democrats really boned themselves because had they... Okay, let me make this very clear. I'm not really a fan of Bernie Sanders, but the honest truth is if they had actually allowed Bernie Sanders to be the presidential nominee instead of all the ways they tried to screw him over, Donald Trump wouldn't have ever been president. But they were more focused on Hillary Clinton saying, it's her turn! Because of the Democratic nepotism with the, superdelegates. The whole superdelegate system with Democrats is what actually screwed things over. So in terms of the Democratic nomination, they have a lot of what are called superdelegates, which are not normal delegates, and they can vote whatever way they want. These are party donors and things like that. People that actually have, power inside of there. Hillary got effed by the email BS. No, Hillary effed herself with the email BS. The honest truth is she should have never been running an email server that didn't even have encryption, mind you, in transit. She should have never been running that server to get around a lot of the laws. She was running, what was it, Exchange 2008, I think it was at the time? And it was proven that it didn't even have a TLS cert on it, which meant that all emails were sent unencrypted. That's what ruined her presidency. To be honest, I didn't care for Hillary Clinton either. Between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, there wasn't all that much of a difference. They were both corrupt in different ways. And I will never forget, I think, wasn't it Hillary Clinton that was a big supporter of the Clipper chip? Was that FIPS 185, if I'm not mistaken? RFK is a freaking nut job. That brainworm definitely had a good meal. Bernie Sanders, Ron Paul, RFK seem the best option. Last few elections. I definitely was on the Ron Paul train, but Ron Paul kind of screwed himself. Well, not really screwed himself, but he got a little bit crazy towards the end. Okay, there we go. I redid the security key. I'm gonna reboot this laptop so we can try it out. Because I had to generate a new HOTP secret. RFK is crazy. Oh, he said some crazy stuff. He legitimately has. He's not even lying there. So let's see. We got a couple more states that looked like they went to Donald. Well, they're calling it for Montana. That's overwhelmingly voted Republican, if I remember. Wyoming, they've got 4% in, and they're calling it for Trump. That makes sense. It's going to be a tight race in Ohio. Michigan's only got 16% of the vote in. Now, what's interesting is Jill Stein's not on the ballot in Ohio. Oh, that's right. Now, AZ's reporting in. All right, let's see. I'm booting up my laptop again, trying to get the key working. Trying to generate a new TOTP HOTP secret. Do I have to do the re-ownership again? The one issue that I notice is that it gets annoying with trying to do that stuff. Options. Generate new HOTP secret. Okay, so it didn't like that. Let's try the re-ownership again. No. No. Okay, let's add my email address to this. Resetting GPG key. RFK Jr. launches independent 2024 run here. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's done a lot of conspiracies and everything like that. I remember that. Let's see. Purism. Reset. Factory reset, full unplug key in, GPG card edit. Oh. Okay. I remember what the steps are. So by default, it sets the key to the password of 1234567 8, and then I went through and I changed it. That makes sense. So welcome to tech. So let's see what we have in the elections this time. I should actually drink this tequila for once. Been sitting here for like several months. I always keep forgetting it's there. I have a mixer. A margarita mixer. I have my ice machine out there. I could make a margarita. But yeah, it's interesting. This is going to be a very, very tight race. We'll probably wake up and then know who won. Here's the thing. If Trump happens to win, I think Kamala is probably going to concede civilly. If Kamala happens to win, he's going to be an idiot about it. What's interesting is right now you got a lead of, what is this, about 5.7 million? It'll be interesting to see how that goes for the popular vote. I just don't understand why so far so many people are, yeah. I don't get how Ohio is so red right now when Ohio recently passed their, laws changing the abortion and all that stuff. And that was to a nice majority. But then again, who knows? We won't know until we wake up and find out somebody else is the schmuckin' chief. Now, it's only showing 81 electoral votes, but that's because right now we don't have California, which has the biggest chunk of electoral votes they're going to get. Oregon and Washington. These ones are probably going to go Democrat. Idaho. I'm curious. What was the 2000 live election results? So these are the results right now in terms of the presidency. This is the forecast with 66 in contention. Can I view the 2020 historical? Yeah, there we go. It'll be interesting. So if we take this map over here, let's see if we can take this map. Hold up. This map. What? Nope, that's not what I wanted. That. So if we take this map over here, okay, so if we compare these two, Georgia's leaning Republican, which is interesting. Virginia is leaning Republican, but that's 0.1%. Pennsylvania is within like 60,000 votes. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes from here. Okay, so the HOTP was a success on this. Let's try this again. I probably just was doing something wrong. No. Okay, that I think explains it. I needed to set distinct passwords. I always forget the stuff was not as well documented as it should have been when I was working on it. I'm working on some old information. Okay, now we're generating the key inside the Librem key. Alright. Not sure you're going to be able to see the password. Well, I can't really show you it because I'm typing passwords and all that right now, so I can't show you this information. Which is why I'm hiding the screen at the moment, because I've been typing in passwords to set to my security key. And for obvious reasons, I don't want y'all to see my passwords. At least the ones that aren't testing with the default 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What did you do? You self-tampered with your UEFI key? No, I forgot the password that I set on my security key before DEF CON. And if you put the wrong password in 5 times, it locks. Well, the Libram key does, not the laptop. So now I'm resetting the Libram key so I can properly sign the boot files so I can have a trusted system. What's up, Hose Mad? I'm still on TikTok, but it's not it's not my primary platform anymore, shall we say. I put clips on. It will probably boot. It will boot without it. That's not an issue. It's just I got my damn security key and I want to use it. It's my security key and I need it now. Call JG Wentworth 877 crypto now. Did it have a fingerprint sensor? No, it doesn't. You betting on Polymarket? Nope. Your HP does. Well, this is at the BIOS level. So, at the BIOS level, there's not much you can do. Who do you think is going to win? Are you rooting for anybody? I'd like Kamala to win. This is my first election. I didn't vote for a third party. To be fair, I've really only voted Libertarian for the past few elections. Past 2 elections. Did you have electronic voting in the US? Like, when you say electronic voting, what do you mean? Like the machine itself that I walked up to? Yes. Although, what it did was it printed out a ballot that I then had to walk over and insert into a box. Yep, my first time voting major party as well. And it didn't help that Chase Oliver was just not that enthusiastic. Gary Johnson, I was totally behind. Well, once my original pick of John McAfee dropped out, that was. I love John McAfee. Rest in peace, buddy. Oh yeah, Jo Jorgensen, she was great too. That was what, last election? Gary Johnson was what, 2012 and 2016, if I'm not mistaken. 2020 was Jo Jorgensen. And that pissed off so many people when I kept saying, I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton just because it's her turn. I'm going to vote for the woman I actually believe in. You don't trust machines for voting? Well, in Lithuania, there is voting from home. I don't know if I really trust that. Voting from home seems weird unless you can have some kind of a cat card. like they do in the military. The central access card. Wait. I think I have mine right here. But anyway, like military IDs, they have a CAC reader on them. Smart card. That's what they're also known as. I will trust that, but I can't trust, just voting from home. That seems weird. I just don't know how you would secure an election when voting from home. That just doesn't make sense to me. What are the security protocols around that? How does that work? Do you know, Bedrock? Okay, there we go. We still use CAC cards at the DC for some levels of certain areas of a couple facilities. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably chip in the ID card. Yeah, so a CAC card. Hooray! We got a successful boot. I finally remembered my password. So now I gotta sign the files in the boot file. Which tennis star partnered with Monica Seles to win the Princess Cup in 1997? Wow, these are some random things. Kamala could still take PA, though. It's only at 50% of the votes. It could. I'm just still shocked about Ohio. Puppers? Did I see a puppy come through? Yes, I did. I saw a puppy. It's a good boy. It's a good boy. You're a little bit dumb, but I love you. These results accurate? Yeah, they're accurate. Puppy. 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 It's a poppers. 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 It's a Chicago. I love my dog. I love my dog. He's a good dog. He's a little derpy, but I love him. Now he's just sitting down right behind my chair. Alright. Now we can boot. Because now we signed the boot files. Well, in Bulgaria, every voting section live streams how they count votes and fill the voting protocol. It's a show. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? You got like a link to show me what you're talking about? Because now I'm curious. Yeah, find that. I'm really curious now. Okay. We are booted up. And Cube's update. Last checked. Why is it saying last checked on September 19th? But then it says like last update was the day. My dog likes hot sauce. Freaking weird dog. So for those of you that haven't experienced cubes before, this is not an operating system I recommend for beginners. Discord or the chat here, either one. Discord's easier, but I'm good either way. Okay, so yeah, Cubes OS is special. But I like how I can compartmentalize everything. That wasn't the button I meant to do. It was hit the Cube global config on accident. The manager. This, you have your network in one VM, your USB in another VM. Everything is in its own VM. It's also templatized. And then as you can see, I got my 3 VPNs over here for Molvad. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. Holy crap, you weren't kidding. You literally have a video. This like in somebody's house? Counting ballots? Just like an hour and like 45 of like just them like in some village. And then you got some cranky old woman over here. Look, she's even got like the pissed off scowl. Like, look at her face. Like, look at that. Look at that. Could you not be like, just give us a little smile. Like, look at that. Or she's just got RBF. So what are they doing when they're showing that? Like, is that like literally showing people's names and info? Like, what's the point of just like pulling it out and then just showing it? And do they do this for like every single vote? So like, is this like a random section of like them counting the votes? Like, or is this like all the only amount of people that are actually in Bulgaria? Okay. So the votes are anonymized. So it's just a random section. So what's the point of this? You know what this gives me the vibes of? Okay, give me a sec. Give me a sec. The process is more transparent. But you know what this feels like to me? What is it called? Hold on. Like the Powerball? Okay. I think what this reminds me of, it feels like this to me.
Jackpot game. This is Powerball. Good evening, America. I'm Laura Johnson. Tonight we have another life-changing jackpot for you.
It feels like the lottery that we do in the U.S.
To get those tickets out, let's play. That first number
That's what that entire Bulgarian voting feels like with this.
Followed by the number 53. Tonight we're going to.
This is what it feels like to me. Okay?
Playing Powerball. Congratulations, Ernest. Now for the rest of those numbers, we've got 6.
That's what it feels like. We're just going to take a random section to prove it.
Your Powerball number tonight, good luck, everyone, is 21, and your Power Play multiplier is 10. Let's take a look at those numbers one last time.
That is the vibe that I get from that. I'm just being honest here. I'm not trying to be a dick, but that's what it feels like to me in Bulgaria with your voting. Sophia and police escort the votes to Sophia, and they're getting counted one more time. This time not on camera. But it's a random section, so like what's the point? Regardless of who wins, you really don't care, right? Oh, I do care. But, I will say F this country. You'll see what I mean in a few months. Nothing nefarious, just... It'll be like, hold up. Oh, just a bye, Felicia. It's nothing I haven't mentioned before on stream. I've been looking at ways to get out of this country, so... For jobs and stuff. A few are already in the works, actually. Because this country's too expensive to have kids. Hire your business, MSP. I'm not in the MSP business, but I have another project I'm working on that possibly could have me end up leaving the country for work. So that'll be interesting. If that does happen, I will have a new streaming schedule for that. Don't worry. We'll figure that out when we cross that bridge. I just read your thing. Yeah, your mom sounds cray-cray. I'm sorry, buddy. Last I saw you had a 9 to 5. You really liked it. Well, I still got a 9 to 5. I still like it. But it's one of those, I'm always working on something else, so you never know. I like to tinker, and my tinkering somehow turned into something else. So Minnesota only has 4% of the vote in. Here's what's blowing my mind, though. Well, it's still very close. Here's what could really upset a lot of people. Jill Stein could F up Kamala's win. At which point, you're going to see the Green Party get really pissed off. I mean, not Green Party, the Democrats get really pissed off. To be fair, I do believe in ranked choice voting. But, y'all heard the international Green parties were begging for Jill Stein to pull out. The problem is, Jill Stein has too much of an ego. It's all about Jill Stein. She's been in the Green Party for God knows how long. The laptop doesn't want to work reliably. That's a bummer. Why is it not wanting to work reliably? Yeah, Jill Stein is weird. Oh, and did you hear? I don't know the specifics, but apparently her running mate was a Holocaust denier. Or something like that. I remember reading something about it coming up. Damn, Kamala's 5.3 million votes behind right now. RFK is a weirdo. So who would you say is weirder, RFK or Jill Stein? Yeah, I'd have to say RFK as well. Now, I had a really effed up thought. What if we got some super crazy kids out of a Jill Stein RFK combo? This world would be doomed. I don't know why my brain went there, but it did. Let's see. So far, it looks like very much similar to the predictions of $270 to win. Now, Minnesota is too close to call, and it's only 6% in, but I don't like how Donald Trump is pulling away that fast in Minnesota, because Minnesota... Here's what's interesting about Minnesota, if I remember. Minnesota is one of the few states that's actually had a socialist mayor. they tend to lean heavily left. End of the votes to be counted, and it's tied. Yeah, it's very tight, but Donald's winning just ever so slightly. What the hell? RFK is in several different parties still. We the People. But then he's independent down in Illinois. RFK is We the People. Independent. 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 Where was it that I was seeing him as something different? How did RFK get in so many states independently? We the People. I could have sworn I saw him as something else. Unaffiliated. How votes are counted in the U.S. So votes are differently counted in each state. So the thing to best understand, when people get confused about the Electoral College, it's not one singular presidential election. It is 50 different elections in 50 different states that are all aggregated with their counts together. And the way this happens is that they are apportioned to how many representative seats they have in the House. House and Senate. So the way it gets counted, it really depends on each state's jurisdiction. But for the most part, once ballots close, they then start counting the mail-in. Now, this isn't for everyone, but this is how it is on average. The mail-in and absentee ballots, mail-in early voting and absentee ballots get counted the day of the election. Then you have the, so when the door is closed to the election or whenever, the polls close, whatever, that's when the votes start getting counted. Now, what happens after there, they usually get sealed, and then they have to go get approved and, notarized and blah, blah, blah. Then after that, once each state determines their rules on how they actually give away the electoral votes. So some states don't give away all the electoral votes. Most states have a winner-take-all. So it's like, if you get the majority, you take all the electoral votes. Some states, like Nebraska and Maine, they actually split their electoral votes dependent upon how it is in their state. So I think Maine is ranked choice voting, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Maine electoral votes. So the reason why it's called 270 to win is because you have to get 270 electoral votes. Split electoral votes. In all but 2 states, electoral votes are winner take all. The candidate winning the popular vote receives all of the state's votes. Maine and Nebraska have taken a different approach. Using the congressional district methods, these states allocate 2 electoral votes to the state popular vote winner, and then 1 electoral vote to the popular vote winner in each congressional district. 2 in Maine, 3 in Nebraska. What are the major states that matter? Well, see, this is where I said before that it's more like an aggregate. So, each state right now, if you look at the left side of my screen... Oh, sorry, you're on TikTok. You don't get to see the full screen. Twitch and YouTube do. But if you see this screen over here, you see how many electoral votes each different state gets assigned. So that basically will... Come on, bastard. There we go. That will tell you what you need to win. Now, Texas and California, in terms of electoral vote numbers, have the most. But Texas is basically swung red, Republican for the past few decades, same as California. You're almost done with your networking degree? Mazel tov. Nice. So the states that are, up for grabs, that nobody knew were going to be called, were Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nevada. North Carolina. Damn, that's so close. I can kind of understand where people are going to get really pissed off at Green Party voters. Pennsylvania's really close to call, too. But I think essentially, if I'm not mistaken, Wisconsin. If Wisconsin goes blue, Michigan's starting to catch up. In this scenario, you would either need to win Nevada. Okay, so if we got Wisconsin and Michigan, which right now it's still very close to call with Wisconsin, Michigan's probably going to lean towards Kamala, just being honest, knowing the makeup of that state. Pennsylvania could go either way. If she wins Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, she'll win. Which means that with North Carolina, Georgia, and Nevada, Republicans still can't win. If she happens to lose... What was the state that I said? Pennsylvania? If Pennsylvania happens to go that way, she would need to win North Carolina and Georgia or Nevada. Basically, two of these three would have to be won if Pennsylvania's lost. Seeing as Georgia is kind of interesting that Georgia's leaning that way, but Georgia's also a southern state, so yeah. It's gonna be a tight election. She wins California. She'll win California. No, but look at the 270 map. The 270 is already counting for Oregon and Washington being for Democrats. That's what I was looking at, is what we don't know is going to be won. Right now, these gold states, these are all what we're actually unsure of is going to go. Yeah, Ohio's basically called it for Donald Trump, which is really shocking to me, knowing how much he's effed the state. But most likely, Michigan's going to lean towards Democrat. Wisconsin could lean Democrat. But yeah, it's going to be a tough race all around. It'll be interesting. This is where we know it's totally going right now. And that's what the forecast is. Forecast is kind of in line with what they're saying. What smart light bulb should you buy? I didn't really do smart light bulbs. I was the one advocating against smart light bulbs. Let's observe chat in its natural habitat. In the wilds of Chief Geek 3D's chat, a flurry of laughter and political discourse unfolds. Bedrock Master BG shares tales of vote escorts and recounts, while Hose Mad probes into Chief's enigmatic business ventures. Amidst tech woes and electoral ties, the chat buzzes with opinions on candidates and states yet to report. It's a digital ecosystem of curiosity and banter. I like this bot. But yeah, it's going to be interesting what ends up happening. We're still well, that gap is widening. 5.8, 5.7, 5.8 million in favor of Donald Trump. I'm really curious why people are still voting for that schmuck after all the crap he's gone through. I mean, you're literally voting for a criminal. And one that's actively, told people that he would want to see them punished just for disagreeing with him. I guess the one hope that you can have is, let's see, these are the Senate races right now. The forecast is 52 Republicans to 48. And if you look at the House, it's gonna be tight all across. There's a lot of garbage people in this country. Tell me about it. There's and here's the thing, I've never really met a what we call a moderate Trump supporter. They're always like straight up in the MAGA camp. Not someone that says like, yeah, I'm probably gonna vote for Donald Trump. It's usually like, yeah, Donald Trump. And I don't understand how let's put it this way. Remember the whole Pizzagate thing they were like going up in arms about? Donald Trump was at P. Diddy's parties apparently, or something like that. Or was that Epstein Island? I think that was Epstein Island. Could have been at P. Diddy's parties too. Who knows? Let me check that out. Now I'm curious. Donald Trump, P. Diddy. So apparently there were some links to him. Huh. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, this is where we're at with the election, and it's going crazy. We're probably not going to figure out who's going to be winning this before I go to bed. We're probably going to wake up and realize we're effed one way or the other. I just have a sneaking suspicion that probably aren't going to like the outcome. It's still kind of tight with the Pennsylvania voters. Man, I remember when Ohio was middle of the road. If he wins, I can promise you there's going to be some shit to pop off. There's going to be shit whether he wins or loses, because he's a sore loser too, don't forget. But that's widening pretty badly. You got like 6 million vote difference. I still can't believe that, Jill Stein was not allowed on the ballots in Ohio. That was interesting. Okay, some more states just, I think, closed their polls. They're calling Idaho for Republicans. Like I said, see, California closed. So, like, California just closed and they're already calling it for Democrats. People should really go on the streets and riot, because if he does win, the next 4 years is going to be dangerous on several fronts. Yeah, I do agree with that. Not the rioting bit, but... Oh yeah, I forget, Nevada has a none of the above candidate slot. I forgot about that. Alright, so right now it's 145 to Donald's 211. I do find it interesting that, like, these two are not called yet. Nevada's gonna be interesting to see which way it goes. Probably gonna be Republican, though. And then Alaska's gonna be the last one to go. Oh yeah, did you hear that, there's apparently a few threats on polling places in Georgia and a few other places? Like, why are people calling in threats to election places? Tiny, churches and stuff like that. Be interesting to see what the election turns up. I still find it interesting that Nevada it's so stupid to, like, make threats like that. Because they are gonna find you. So, of course, they're calling Oregon in for... Well, they already have 45% of their votes counted. That's interesting. Let's see the Senate races. Right now, 36 Democrats to 48. One independent caucusing with Democrats. That's Bernie, right? Yeah, Bernie. Independent incumbent. And that's how the House is breaking down right now. And if you want to see just how gerrymandered this country is, look at that map. Exit polls. I wonder how they grab these people, because, like, they say 22,760. How do they grab enough people from these different elections? And then, if we want to get an idea of how it's really going to swing in the country, these are the gubernatorial elections. 20 seats not up for election. Alright. So I guess we'll see how effed this country is in the morning. At the very least, I got my laptops updated and set up for the most part for what I need for my mobile editing and things like that. So, that's a good thing. Yeah, I at least got the Cube's laptop set up again. And then I got the Pop OS laptop back up and running. So I can be doing my editing and everything on the go. Because the issue I was having was, if I ever do any little bits of traveling, even if I have to do things for my work where I have to go in a hotel and stay out of town for a few days, then I can't do editing or anything. So I'm trying to record a bunch of content so I can start editing on the go as well. Maybe do editing while I'm at lunch and things like that. Because I'm trying to do more YouTube content and everything. I've been using my Samsung phone to record some content. I also was at the, I drove an hour out of my way to go to the airport to record some content for the Aerospace Village content that I'm working on, the badge. Here's the interesting thing. Donald Trump can't confirm a lot of the people that he wants to have, even if he wins, looking at the Senate makeup as it is. Because, if I remember, don't you need confirmation? I saw you posted how you fixed an IC on the board. Yeah, it was a freaking pain in the ass. Confirmation requirements. I thought there's like a 2/3 requirement for confirmations, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, recent administration included 1200 PAS. Before any nominations, committee hearings. Okay. 56-32, so you'd still need majority vote. 56-32. He had 2 abstentions. What was the position that Elon Musk was going to be overseeing? Wasn't one of those positions something that required Senate confirmation? Dick Ryder. But 45% of the vote has come in for Oregon. 8% has come in for California. No surprise. Kamala's pulling ahead there. Kind of surprised that Nevada still hasn't counted their votes. That moron will ride anyone that will give him a handout. Or a hand job. Musk reminds me of a beggar. Here's what's funny. He's railing on illegal immigration and immigrants, but it was revealed that he himself may have been an illegal immigrant. And that's probably going to come up in the upcoming election. I mean, if Trump makes it, he has to make good on a bunch of his appointment promises. But, I have a feeling, let's say Donald Trump does win. Elon Musk is going to F himself hard. People already don't like Twitter/X. People already, are starting to turn tail on Tesla. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens in that case. And DOJ go after Musk and take SpaceX away from him. That'd be interesting to see. I don't know if it'll happen. That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I'm never gonna buy a Tesla. However, I was looking at a Rivian. I don't think I'll buy an electric car anytime soon, but yeah. Wisconsin's very tight. Pennsylvania's getting kind of tight too. They just need, 180,000 votes at this point? I can see the idea of an EV in the future, but I can't see it for myself. Yep, and then Washington just pulled away. So Washington, once the urban areas are more accounted for, are probably going to start pulling for her. I'm kind of curious where Nevada's going to go. She needs those states. What states? Curious how Nevada's voted in the past. So Nevada's been pretty tight. Let's see Wisconsin's voting history. Wisconsin's leaned more towards Democrat, so it's a good possibility that Wisconsin can go her way. Pennsylvania, though, That's a tough one. Let's see if we can do forecast. Okay, so if Georgia goes Republican, Wisconsin leans that way. We need to win these. That's a tough sell. Hey Mochi, how's it going? We're just playing with the electoral maps. Yeah, she would need to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Okay, no, just Wisconsin. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, she would need to win these 3 states. Now, Wisconsin's still early voting. GA, North Carolina are iffy. North Carolina's a tough one for them to win. Georgia's leaning towards the Republicans. Now let's go to the live presidential. We go to Georgia voting history. Yeah, Georgia's leaned Republican heavily. And they're at 90% polling right now. North Carolina's at 87%. I'm not sure that would actually work out in her favor. Oy. Not looking so good. 179 to 230. That's about what we're seeing right now. Let's see. Yeah, Google's showing 179 to 230 with, yep. That ain't looking good. Well, Arizona's a tight one, too. So it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, Arizona's within 3,000 votes right now. Yeah, 270's even saying AZ is still in the toss-up state, as is New Mexico. But I would still say that, yeah, Trump's pretty much won North Carolina. Battlegrounds are still a toss-up. Yeah. I find it weird. Ohio used to be a battleground state. It used to be the bellwether state that determined a lot of prior elections. But what was it? If you go to the presidential election, yeah. It'd be interesting to see what ends up happening when we all wake up tomorrow. Right now, the forecast is showing 226 to 262 for sure, with 50 toss-ups. They still are predicting Arizona to, go out for Republican. But it doesn't have that much of a lean. So there's a possibility. And that's what changed. 1, 3, 4. Yeah, the electoral vote shifted around. What'd you say was Harris' big mistake to lean this way? A lot of it honestly has to do with Joe Biden. If Joe Biden had dropped out sooner, Kamala would have actually had more run time. People have been asking for months for him to drop out. But because she didn't get as much time to run as we would have liked, yeah. That, I think, would have been the biggest issue. It's more of an issue of the situation. More of an issue of the situation she was put in than anything that she's done indirectly. But I still don't understand the people that voted for Donald Trump. I really don't understand that. Especially with all the crap that's gone on with him. I mean, the dude literally got impeached, indicted. He is a criminal in so many different aspects. And then goes on to speak against, like, freedom of speech and shit like that. The only saving grace is he's an old senile man that's probably going to kick the bucket in his office. Going to be a lot of angry people. Yeah, and here's the thing. all the people that were pissed off at, Green Party, most of these elections for Green Party, it wouldn't have made a lick of difference. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a pretty good situation. Yeah, she needs to win Pennsylvania for sure. But let me see something. If we take 270 to win. Let's say... Okay, that leans blue. If for some reason she flips Arizona, she could do it with Wisconsin or Nevada. That's a big if. Yeah, well, Google's running a little bit behind on some things, too. Let's see. Let's see. Election. Well, the voting system actually makes sense if you read a lot of the founding documents on things with... It's not really one singular election. It's 50 different elections with an aggregated voting system. I think a lot of people forget why we have the states divided in the way they do. With power and everything like that. All these other no-name morons on the ballot. That's actually more an issue of each state. Each state has their own individual laws. Here's what I find really interesting. Somehow the Libertarian candidate is getting less than Robert Kennedy, who isn't even in all states, and is still getting less than Jill Stein. At least as of right now. Well, in order to change that, you'd have to change the different states' laws. I don't think that's something that can happen. But we'll know tomorrow. We'll wake up. We'll figure out who's president. Well, CNN is showing different numbers because they're a little bit delayed on that. This is pulling from the Associated Press. I mean, let's see. CNN, 52 million. Yeah, they're a little bit ahead. But they're also being a little bit more conservative with the electoral votes before they're calling races. Yeah, like I said, Minnesota was going to be leaning blue. not too long after. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Less for Trump and more against establishment. But Trump is the establishment at this point. He's already been president once. Yeah, Arizona's going to be a very tight race. But it's really down to Arizona and Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is getting to pull a decent lead for, yeah. So, we'll know tomorrow who's going to be president. It's exhausting all around, to say the least. My gut feeling, and I hope I'm wrong, I think Donald Trump is going to win by a very slim margin. Which just makes me disappointed in people that actually can vote for a literal criminal. You notice the guy is he projects a lot of the stuff that he's accusing other people. He reminds me of my father in the way that whatever you want to know my father's up to, listen to what he accuses other people of. He's a snake in the grass POS. Yep, pretty much. What electoral votes did they just hand? Oh, it must have been Washington State. Yeah, sure, I'll prove I'm human to you. AP race call. Kamala Harris wins New Mexico. First state to make abortion illegal. Approved a constitutional amendment that protects abortion in state law. Citizen led a petition and will legalize abortion up to 24 weeks, handing Democrats a crucial win on a top campaign priority. Harris is promising. Some are yelling, fight, fight, fight. Pick on the size of government if Trump wins. I love the fact that, like, everyone says of X, formerly Twitter. Like, it's 2 years or so, close to that he's changed the name of Twitter, and we still have to call it formerly Twitter. Like, that's when you know you've had an entire rebranding fail. He's leading by over with nearly 90% of the votes. During the 2020 election, voter turnout was up in many areas that Trump was carrying, but down in many areas that Harris was winning. Trump beat Biden in North Carolina in 2020 by less than 2 percentage points. That's interesting. The average Trump voter. How important were the legal cases involving Donald Trump to your vote? 49%. Not a factor. Trump voters said that support for transgender rights have gone too far, while Harris voters were more divided. So AP's at 192. Nevada just went orange. Well, Nevada just started opening up their polls. Yeah, only 2% are in. Yeah, Pennsylvania's probably going red. Shocks me is how many are in Michigan are voting red, but there's only 38% of the vote in. Oh well. We'll check back in on this next stream on Thursday. We'll definitely do some gaming on Linux and stuff then. Tonight was mostly just tinkering around with my laptops and then talking about how effed this country is. Either we're going to be at a P. Diddy party or we are going to be Tenacious D. Fuck you gently. Anyway, I love all y'all. I will see you next stream Thursday. And then don't forget, after next stream on Thursday, I will be off for about a week or so. I got some work stuff to do. I'm probably going to pop in on some random streams and everything. Probably just on the Twitch side of things. But I love y'all. Stick around for the raid on Twitch. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Blue Sky, Mastodon. Didn't mean to hiccup. Blue Sky, Mastodon, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. And of course, don't forget to join the Discord server as well. I love all y'all. I will see you next time. Stick around for the raid if you're on Twitch.